Okay. So I've actually already taken out the sampler disk. I'm kind of wondering how long it will run before I realize that the disk is no longer in there. It'll probably just do this menu forever. I hope it'll do this menu forever. That'd be pretty nice. Alright. So, as part of my New Year's resolution to play every 3DO game ever made in the entire world that I can find, I'm going to be starting on the first of the year. It's a good idea, probably. And I've decided that I'm going to just go through all of the games I actually own copies of before I start downloading games that nobody could ever find copies of. And this is a game that I bought purely because I was already buying another game from this eBay seller, and I saw that they had a 3DO game, and I was pretty excited about it. And it said that it came with a poster, which is another reason I wanted to buy it. But it's actually kind of, I think it's actually like a pencil board. Like, it's definitely that plasticky material. This is a Dragon Tycoon Edge, which I had never heard of. Again, I only bought it because the seller had it, and I was already buying. I believe I've got Yellow Brick Road 2 from them, which I will be streaming on a different day. It seems very, like, sci-fi, some sort of, like, sci-fi type thing. But there are two things that I noticed immediately about this game, having not played it at all yet. Number one was that, in the case here, I'll grab it. Right there, I don't know how readable. I don't know if the camera will focus on that. It might not. In that red text there, it says, "To God who makes the impossible possible." So this is the only 3DO game I've encountered that is dedicated to God. So I'm really excited to see what sort of tribute to the Lord will be in this game. The other thing I noticed is I did like maybe an hour or so ago, I was looking at this pencil board again, or whatever this, I'm assuming it's a pencil board. Posters aren't normally plastic. It's got a list of characters on the back of it. And one of the characters is just named Swastika. Like, I have no idea anything else about this character. Like, I didn't sit and read the entire description in Japanese. But there's a character in this game just named Swastika. So I'm really interested to know how that's going to play out. I'm trying to see if there are any other weird names. I mean, all the names are weird, but, like, most of them aren't recognizable words, at least not that I've been able to recognize yet. But man, there's legit, I don't know if I can really get the camera to focus on that, especially with the reflection. Yeah, that dude, if it's a dude, I don't know. Whatever this thing is, its name is Swastika. Other than that, I have no idea what this game is. On the back, there are screenshots, and they're pretty much all just like of you looking at some sort of weird alien, and then like menu options, which are all in English. This is a Japanese game, but all the menu options seem to be in English, at least on the screenshots. There could be, like, actual dialogue might not be in English. But there's a lot of screenshots where you're just saying yes or no to various aliens. And then there seems to be power and some magic, item, and escape, I think. So it sort of gives me the impression that it's going to be some sort of adventure game, but I only bought this because it came with a cool poster and I was already ordering stuff from this person, so pop that in. Just reset the 3D. Oh, well, the 3DO just reset itself, but I don't trust it to work properly, so I'm going to reset it just to be safe. Actually, I think I need to do that again. Okay. The 3DO is really weird about resetting sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't quite work out. Okay. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Sometimes the 3DO load times are really rough, and it doesn't always give you an indication that it is trying to load something, so. I'm trying to move this chat over here so I can see it a little bit easier. Hopefully that doesn't mess with anything. Okay. So I have this running both on my computer and on this old CRT next to me. So if you see me rapidly looking back and forth, that's because I'm, for some reason, not just looking at one monitor like I should. I'm gonna assume that my 3DO doesn't have any save data for this, but I'm gonna hit continue just to see. Okay, there's no save. This is a Japanese 3DO that was bought in Japan used, so there was a little bit of save data on it, but I never saw this game on there, so I don't know what I just did. Oh my gosh, okay. So I'm not entirely sure if this is the very beginning or if it's trying to load something weird. It might have, like, I'm gonna reset just to be safe. I don't want to miss any cutscenes or anything. Start from new game. It probably just starts like that, to be honest, but I don't want to risk the chance of missing some great story here. Just from looking at that, I'm already very interested in seeing what this is. This is not a game I'd heard of at all. It does have Tycoon in the title, but it does not seem to be a Tycoon game. Which is unfortunate, because I would play this as a Tycoon game with these graphics. And some guy named Swastika. So my goal with these 3DO games is to try to at least play them for an hour. I mean, if I'm enjoying myself, I might just play until I can't stay awake any longer, but there might be some games, like, I've got FIFA on the 3DO, I probably don't need to play an entire hour of FIFA, but this sort of game, I'd like to at least try to give an hour or two. Hey, we did miss a cutscene. I'm not following this at all. There are certain, like, Japanese voices that I have a really hard time understanding, and this sort of, like, weird old man voice is one of them. These are definitely my kinds of visuals here. So I believe that this, whatever this creature is, was creating... Oh wow, okay. Never mind what I was gonna say. I was gonna say he was creating a star, but I think he created me out of a star. Or maybe I'm the embodiment of a star, I don't really know. I'm very naked, that's a good start to any game. Okay. Alright, so this is where it started us before. I'm really glad I reset and got that cutscene. Not that it did much for me, in terms of understanding what's happening here, but... So I seem to have a health bar, an MP bar. I can't tell if this thing at the bottom is anything actually, like, gameplay related? It looks like it should be. A little bit... It's not that it's easier to see on the CRT than in the stream, but, like... It just looks different. Granted, the blur of my terrible capture setup does sort of make it look pretty similar, but... Okay. So it looks like I have sort of standard, like, rotate around and then move forward and backwards type controls. I don't know what we're... Whoa, that was a cool staircase. Oh gosh.
相手に乗り移っても魔法やアイテムは残っていくぜ。安心して戦いな。
Okay. I hit forward, but I sort of went around. This is a problem that I have with a lot of games with this sort of controls, is I'm not sure... Like, unless I'm actually moving in a proper grid, then I get really mixed up about where I am. Okay. That was definitely not Japanese. If it was very distorted. Okay, so I guess I'm in a battle now. Power, magic, item, and escape. Just go flat out power. Sort of basic. I'm assuming that that's this thing's health bar. What magic do I have? I'm afraid that the magic might be... Well, I guess I have an MP bar. But I don't know how I'm going to get more MP later, so I'm kind of hesitant to use magic. Okay, B is not cancel in this game, so I'm really hoping C is, and is not anything terrible and weird. Okay, good. I've said it before, but this is kind of a weird period in games where they hadn't figured out how they wanted to do this 3-button layout. So you have some games where B is back, and you have some games where C is back. You have some games where C is confirmed, so it just... It makes it really hard to play some of these games sometimes. I think I'm doing damage to it. Yeah, I seem to be lowering that bar. Okay, it was lowering mine. It was kind of hard to see. I guess I had part of the blue bar, or green, whatever color that was my full health, and then there was a slightly different shade of it that was the current health. And that was kind of hard to look at. Like, the color difference wasn't very strong. I kind of saw it, but I didn't realize that's what that was. I thought it was like a weird graphical artifact or something, but... Alright, well, we'll start this entire game over, I guess. Didn't see any kind of, like, save point, so... Kind of worried about that. Alright. Before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and hit... Okay, so the start or the play pause button on the 3DO does not bring up any kind of menu. L and R don't do anything. Oh wow, never mind, okay. One of those two brought up a menu. That took a while. So I've got... I don't know what Nura and Gowan mean. Oh god, we have save crystals. This is one of my least favorite types of saving in video games. Is having, like, items that allow you to save. I believe that's what... I didn't really play that many of them. Isn't that what Resident Evil did? With the, like, typewriter ribbons or whatever? Resident Evil are games that I've mostly watched other people play and not played myself, so... I do have magic. Oh, man. At this rate, it's gonna be an hour of me playing this beginning over and over because I'm never going to want to use those save crystals. So I have some sort of... I have a level 1, like, fire spell. It's like a fireball. That's my magic. But I am concerned about the save system here. I also have a really weird face. So... I have 12 MP, I have 24 HP. I'm guessing that's experience points down there. It's EX. So maybe I need 8 to level up. I'm hoping, at least. Alright. I would guess, if this game is reasonably designed at all, that they would want you to go forward at the very beginning. They would face you the direction they generally want you to go. Okay, there comes this guy again.
相手に乗り移っても魔法やアイテムは残っていくぜ。安心して戦いな。
Man, I'm really bummed out about this save system. Like, this is the kind of game that once I learned how to play it, I would like to play the entire game, but... If it's gonna require items to save, I don't really know if I can cope with that. That has never been a mechanic that I've liked. I'm one of those people that once I get an item, I never want to, like, I want to hang on to it forever. I'm always afraid of, like, using it and then I'm going to need it later. So I end up playing the entire game not using it. Let's just go and try out the magic, because we'll probably just die anyway. I don't know what that even did. I didn't see its bar to begin with, so... Okay, so this time it's a little bit easier to see because it's not all the way at the end. But there are two different colors in the health bar to show that it is depleting. It's actually a little bit easier to see on the CRT than it is on the stream. But it's not, it's fairly easy to see here. But whenever I was getting to the very end, I couldn't really tell if that was like a shadow or if it was this. I'm gonna try to take this thing out. If that doesn't work, next time we might try to escape from it. Nah. Oh, we got one more hit. Okay, well. So we defeated that thing, but we are almost dead now. So that kind of sucks. Oh god, okay. So... Oh god, I didn't have time to read that. One thing I read in that was power up. I believe it said from, like, defeating an enemy, we powered up? It was something... I have a problem with older games in Japanese where the kanji is really blurry and it's sort of hard to make out. And I guess if you're like a native Japanese speaker, then it would be a lot easier for your mind to sort of fill in the blanks on that. But as someone that only has a year of experience, it is very hard to make out some of that sometimes. Okay, so it's dead. It's just sort of like, is that part of our UI now? Oh, are we this thing now? Okay, now we're this thing instead of... Okay, this is an interesting mechanic. How did we get to our item menu last time? Is that it? Okay, let me check real quick, just to be safe. Okay, so it is the R button that brings up the menu, but it takes it a second, and that's why it was taking me so long to figure out if that was the button or not. Okay. So now we're this thing. This is not the direction I expected this to go. Same items. Our experience has gone up to 2, so maybe it goes up 1 per enemy, or maybe this first guy. I don't know. Did our HP go down? I thought that we... I don't remember now, but I think that our stats are relative to whoever we're playing as. This is really weird. Okay. I don't know if switching to this guy was, like, a good move or not. This could be a... Oh, here's another one. I guess it's good that we have our HP refilled. That's nice. Okay, so I guess since we met the same guy... or the same species or whatever, we're not gonna have to fight those anymore. That's an interesting thing. I still don't quite know what our goal was here. Whoa. So is that the same thing that we were? No, it looks a little bit different. Okay. I do not fancy our chances here. Try my magic. Maybe he's really weak to that. I don't know if that was a defensive thing or... What happens if we try to hit him with magic again? It's flashing the bar so quick that I can't tell how much we're doing to him. Try just punching him. Okay. We are not going to survive this if we keep fighting, so we need to get out of here. Okay, well. That was... It's weird that that was our voice when that's not how that thing talked earlier. We didn't save, so I have to start over. I'm kind of wondering if we can go in a different direction and not turn into that thing. Maybe find something a little bit stronger. Because it seemed weaker than what we started out as, which is not a good way to go. I probably should have like looked at the manual and done some level of preparation before doing this, but you know. I thought it'd be a fun surprise to find out what this game was. And it is. It's already different than what I thought it was going to be, so... So I guess our goal is just to find... I don't know what the actual story goal is, but gameplay-wise, we gotta find other creatures to turn into. This is the same way I went before.
北の大陸に行くなら光る塔に登らなきゃいけないぜ。
I know you can meet friendly characters because the back of the box showed yes and no options.
ずっと先には重要なアイテムがたくさんあるが、そう簡単には手に入らないぜ。
So he's telling us that if we keep going on, there'll be a ton of items, but it's not going to be easy, so... I don't know if he means like going straight from right here. Okay, so we can't go forward again. Let's try going back up the stairs. Maybe this weird platform that we're on. Try going this way. This is behind where we started, so... I think. I could be completely turned around now.
怪物がアイテムを持ってることもあるぜ。
I'm not sure what that means. We'll see what happens. If we die, it's probably we're going to die anyway, so... Oh, there's those two, okay.
あれギウスのやつまた変な野郎を召喚しやがった。
役に立たねえ泥人形だろ。
こんなクソ惑星のために霊になってまでパワー使うなんてな。
俺たちには分からねえぜ。
おい、次はこの島の寺院に行くぜ。ずいぶんなお宝が眠ってるらしい。
そりゃいい、儲かるぜ。
I've got pretty much none of that. Okay. That thing looks kind of similar to that thing we killed before. I wonder if we go become that thing, we come and fight this thing. I wonder if it will not attack us. What is it? Oh, it's transparent now, okay. I wonder if it's taking less damage or what. Just gonna keep hitting it. Okay, it's finally starting to hit me back. I don't know if that's raising its defense or what. It doesn't seem to be... I don't know, I guess it's not taking a ton of damage from me, so maybe that's what it's doing. We're so close. Okay, good. So now, I guess we become that thing. Alright. So maybe if I'm... Hold on. There's... We have to look for a key to get in that door. And I think it might have mentioned being in... that the key was in a temple. I could have been reading that wrong. So it's interesting that whenever I took this thing over, it gave me that hint. Let's use our save thing. Because if we run out of them, it'd be the same as if we died anyway, so... I have to justify it to myself to not hang on to them for the entire game. Alright. Try it. Hopefully I have enough space on this 3DO to use these. Oh, maybe I have to be somewhere specific to use them. I can't select them here. Okay, well, that's fine. It'll have to be fine. It's not gonna let me do it. It's a really interesting game so far. Is this a temple? Is there a temple around here? So over there with the eggs, I think that's where we went before. Don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. Maybe that's... Let's go this way. This is the sort of game where if I wasn't streaming it right now and already kind of stuck in this chair, I would get out a notebook. What? Well, alright then. That's... We're just dead. This just became Dragon's Lair. Great. Oh god, I'm gonna have to stream Dragon's Lair. Now I'm just thinking of all the 3DO games that I've signed myself up to stream that are not gonna go well. I should do like a charity thing where I lock myself in my room until I beat Dragon's Lair. Providing that the 3DO version of it isn't broken. This is lagging. It's not the stream, it's the same on the TV. I hope that the game isn't messed up. I've not really had 3DO games lag before. I've had them crash. Like, I've had 3DO games just freeze up before, but I've never had, like, lagging. I wonder if I need to restart the 3DO. We'll see how it looks in-game. At first I thought it was just on the stream, but I looked at the TV and... Make sure there's nothing...
相手に乗り移っても魔法やアイテムは残っていくぜ。
Okay.
安心して戦いな。
I think we're okay. So let's go back. Get that big thing we got before.
お前の魂
Can I
は
skip these?
バトルに勝つと乗り移るぜ。乗り移りたく
Maybe if I hear them enough times, I'll know what these characters are saying. That one was fine. That was good. Those two guys we met at the beginning, I'm still not entirely sure what they were saying to me because they have really weird ways of speaking. Was it? Now I don't know which way I'm going. It was this way, I think. I think we had to go from the center of this. Yeah. If I was not in the middle of streaming this, I would be getting a notebook and making notes of what I'm doing because I am probably going to forget and probably run into the same traps over and over again. And unfortunately, Twitch chat is enough of a lag to where by the time I've made a mistake, it's probably too late to warn me about it. Here's Isuga.
あれギウスのやつまた変な野郎を召喚しやがった。
役に立たねえ泥人形だろ。
こんなクソ惑星のために霊になってまでパワー使うなんてな。
俺たちにはわからねえぜ。
おい、次はこの島の寺院に行くで。
So I think these two are sort of encouraging me to stop being in this like really useless human body and like find a better one. I really want to know what the actual like premise of this game is. When you have a lot of these like sort of fictional characters with weird speaking mannerisms, I have a hard time translating that. Like, taking a class in business Japanese did not prepare me for weird alien talking. If they were like really polite businessman aliens, then maybe I'd be better off, but... I'm gonna try magic on this thing this time. Because I think it'll refill our MP whenever we take it over. That didn't seem to do a lot of damage though. None of this is doing a lot of damage. I think we're in big trouble. We're just gonna restart. Yeah. Last time it spent a lot of time doing its defensive thing. Bothering me that this game over... If I got a game over, I'm gonna reset the 3DO. I get really worried whenever 3DO games start acting funny because they do have a tendency to freeze up sometimes. I've not had a ton of games freeze up, but I've had enough freeze up to where I don't trust the 3DO completely. Like, Twisted the Game Show freezes at least every other time I play it. Usually, like, right towards the end of the game, which is terrible. You know, you spend forever with your friends playing a party game, and then, surprise, it's dead. I think that theme park sometimes also froze up on me when I was a kid. I've not played a ton of theme park as an adult. I've played a little bit of it. Pretty good. I like theme park. I think didn't they release theme park on like the 3DS or something? Or maybe the original DS? There's some weird newer port of theme park that I kept thinking about buying and then never did. Alright, so. Is that one? No, it's this one. Okay. We gotta go here. We have to talk to those guys again. I wonder where you have to save. Maybe we just haven't encountered a save point yet because we're so close to the beginning. I don't know if this was a game that ever got an English release. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I've heard of every English 3DO game, but the fact that I had like never encountered this game makes me think that it didn't come out. It'd be nice if it came out in English. Like, I would be really happy to play this in English. I'm really excited to play Yellow Brick Road in English later. Now that I know that exists. I'm gonna take a second to look at the manual for this game. Just before we play this first few minutes for another 3 hours. Let's see what we can do with this. Alright. So it's got a story that I will have to translate later because there's no way I'm reading this right now without a dictionary. Trolls. So, yeah, L trigger does nothing. Right trigger brings up the menu. Condition, it brings up the condition window, is what it says here. C button's cancel, B button is item, magic window. Select the item or magic window. I don't know what it means. B button to choose the item or magic window. I guess that's in our R button menu, but I didn't think I was hitting B there. Sorry for coughing so much. I took medicine earlier, but... So the first thing that we need to do is put the CD-ROM in the 3DO. That's step one of how to play. That's nice. Okay. Pick new game. We did that. That's fine. That's not a problem. Moving around 90 degrees. That's fine. That's some really, really basic stuff. "3D Animation Battle" is the name of the battle screen. Power, item, magic, escape, that's all fine. I just want to know... Okay. So after battle, you get... I'm not sure what this kanji is, but it's basically talking about those screens that we get after we defeated somebody that gives us a quest hint. So I guess we really do just defeat enemies, get their hints, and then try to do what that says. But... time limit? Oh god, no. Please no. After a certain number of days... it becomes time limit. Oh my god, this game has a time limit, and it has items for saving that I think you have to be at a certain place for. Like, part of me wants to take on the challenge of this game, and part of me expects to give up fairly early. Just like knowing how I am playing games. That's something that I'm not looking forward to with D also, is I'm pretty sure D has a time limit. Which, that's one that I'm going to be getting to fairly soon because it's one that I own a copy of. And I've actually not played it yet. But I found a copy of it fairly cheap some time ago. An English copy even, I think. It's a list of bad guys or various monsters or whatever in here too. It's a lot shorter than the one on that poster, but... I'm trying to see if there's a section in here about saving. To see if we... I just dropped the controller. To see if we do have to be at a certain place. Here we go. Okay. So... it looks like we do have to just use the save item, but I don't know. It didn't seem like we were able to just do that at any point. Alright, let's... Oh. I thought I messed something up, but I just hit the button when I was picking that up. Okay. No, we just talked to those guys when you go forward. Okay. I lost track of what we were doing. So, I think we really should try our best to defeat this one and go find that key, because that's the most solid quest thing that we have discovered so far. Last time I just kept doing normal attacks and it kept trying to defend, so I'm gonna try not using magic and just spam A and just try to hit it. Like, it kind of gets stuck in its own algorithm, I think, whenever you do that. So it doesn't attack as much. Because when we use magic, that thing destroyed us very quickly. But whenever we're just flat out power attacking it, it seems to not attack us back very much. And I don't know if that's, like, intended to be it, like if the game is trying to get you to attack it that way, or if the coding on it is just kind of like sad. Okay, we might be in trouble. Yeah. Well, we've defeated it before, and we did that without magic, so I guess we just have to keep doing that until the battle works out in our favor, which is going to be tedious, but that's old games. Old games are tedious. On the one hand, I love them, and on the other hand, it's hard to go back to a lot of them. Like, there's so many old games that are really charming, and I really love them, but sitting down and playing them sometimes gets to be too much. It depends on the game. A game like this, I think, would have blown my mind as a child. Like, if this had been a game that my brother had whenever I was like 3 or 4 and he was playing the 3DO, I would have been so into this game. Watching him play it, as, like, at that age, I guess I would have been 5 when this one came out. But I'm 26 now and also not getting very far into this game, so definitely as a small child, I would have probably just walked around aimlessly until I got killed, which would take about 2 seconds, so... But this is definitely the kind of game that I would have been really interested to watch. And I guess I still am. I'm still very interested in watching this game.
役に立たねえ泥人形だろ。
こんなクソ惑星のために例になってまでパワー使うなんてな。
But it's the kind of gameplay that I just... Because of things like the weird gating on the save system. And... I don't know. Bad save systems could kill a game for me faster than anything. Because I hate replaying sections of games that, like, once I've cleared them, I kind of want to just go on. Like, I don't want to keep fighting this monster over and over. Once I've killed this thing once, I want to just be done with that. So when you have limited saves, it makes it, like... Out of the context of streaming this, I would have already stopped playing this, because I do not want to keep doing... Like, on a stream, it's different, because there's a little bit more of a motivation to keep going. But if it's just like me sitting on my couch playing this, I would have quit and put something else in already. Like, as much as I want to see this game, out of the context of a stream, I would not have the willpower to keep playing it. Which is a big reason that I wanted to do these streams this year. I really wanted something to sort of like keep me focused on a game long enough to sort of experience a good chunk of it. I mean, we probably won't get super far into this game before I quit streaming this, but I would like, my sort of goal is to at least find this key and open that door. And I don't really care what happens after that. I want to accomplish one thing in this game. This has already been going on for like 40 minutes. Okay, we get this. No, we don't. I forgot. I thought that I did more damage. I mean, I guess I could go try to fight something else and come back and fight this, but we have defeated it before, and that's what makes me want to keep going with this one. I do hate that we have to restart the entire game. And even if we could go ahead and use the save thing, I wouldn't want to use it, like, just to not have to, like, skip some of this opening stuff. It's not worth using one of our 2 save crystals for that. Okay. I think we just have to wait for this monster's fight algorithm to work out in our favor. That guy.
怪物がアイテムを持ってることもあるぜ。
I'm gonna look up what kaibutsu means. Granted, at this point I've already forgotten what the rest of his sentence was, but that's the word that I get stuck on every time and then I don't hear the rest of the sentence. I'm pretty sure it's a word that I've heard. I'm trying to get to this... Okay. I'm trying to get to that cutscene so I didn't waste a bunch of time.
あれギウスのやつまた変な野郎召喚しやがった。
役に立たねえ泥人形だろ。
Kaibutsu.
クソ惑星のために例になってまでパワー使う。
Oh, kaibutsu is monster. It's a word for
俺たち
monster.
にはわからねえぜ。
おい、次はこの島の寺院に行くぜ。
So when we get killed by this thing again and come back and have to do this whole conversation again, I'll hear what the rest of that sentence
そりゃ
was.
いい、儲かるぜ。
Alright. I feel like I've said this about almost every 3DO game I've played, but like, every single one of them has the exact visual style that I've wanted to recreate in games. Like, I've yet to actually complete a game, but in terms of building one, not in terms of playing one. But everything that I have played around with making has more or less looked something like this. Keep hitting. Hope we manage to make it happen. I was trying to figure out why I was having like a weird, why the audio felt weird to me this time, and it's because I have my headphones plugged into my computer and not into the 3DO controller. So I'll have to remember that for the future. We're having a way harder time. I wish we hadn't screwed everything. I wish we hadn't just gotten hit by a rock that fell out of nowhere last time. That was the most Dragon's Lair thing I have ever encountered. On the one hand, I really love Dragon's Lair, but on the other hand, I only love to watch it be played. Not even be played, I just like to watch the cutscenes from it in order, as if somebody was playing it perfectly. I just like the animation in Dragon's Lair. But I don't think that it's a particularly good video game. And I mean, you know, for the time. You're talking about like a Laserdisc arcade game. That was a very cool thing, but in what is now 2016, I don't really have a lot of excitement about playing Dragon's Lair. Now, Kingdom of the Far Reaches... Hold on. Listen to this.
怪物がアイテムを持ってることもあるぜ。
I feel like I understood all of the words in that and then did not understand what he was trying to tell me. He might have been telling me that there are creatures that will see me as a monster. Like, they think that I am... If they look at me, they also think that I am a monster. The same way that I think that they are. Or maybe it's just telling me that there are things that are monsters on this world. Not entirely sure which of those things that was. I should probably stop streaming Japanese games like right before bed, because my ability to function in another language is just gone. I really like these two guys.
役に立たねえ泥人形だろ。
こんなクソ惑星のために例になってまでパワー使うなんてな。
俺たちにはわからねえぜ。
おい、次はこの島の寺院に行くで。ずいぶんなお宝が眠ってるらしい。
そりゃいい、儲かるぜ。
I really like those guys. I really hope we can defeat this monster. I really like the monster designs in this. This one reminds me of, I think there's like an Ultraman enemy that looks kind of like this. I can't think of its name. And it probably doesn't actually look that much like this. It's probably just my like blurry mental image of it looks kind of like this, but it's just reminding me of some sort of Ultraman enemy that I can't place. This thing is going all out offense this time, like just full on offensive attacks. Okay. I think I'll try like maybe 3 more times to take that thing out, and if that doesn't work, I might go attack that thing that we killed the first time, and then come back to that one that we're trying to kill now. Because I kind of wonder if those two species are related. They look really similar. Okay. I don't know why I'm turning right when I could just turn left, but... I like this little guy too. I think he's telling me that they're monsters that would consider me like their friend or like a partner. Or maybe opponent. I know that Aite is the term that's used in card games for like the opposing player, but I don't know if it necessarily means like enemy, or if it's just like, because it could be seen as like sort of like a partner. I don't know the nuance of that word really. Like it tends to just be like the other person, but in this context I don't know what's referring to. I definitely do not claim myself to be an expert in the Japanese language. I'm a person who knows just enough to play video games in Japanese. Okay. I mean, I could try magic again, but magic didn't seem to do any more damage. We don't really have any items besides the save crystals. Man. Why does this thing change up its patterns so much? Like, the first time we fought it, it spent the entire time defending itself. Alright, I'll do it 2 more times. And then we're gonna go defeat that first guy and see if that changes anything. I really just want to see more of this game, but the game is getting in the way of me seeing more of this game. I kind of want to watch the intro again, see if I can understand any more of the story, but I might just sit down with the dictionary and translate the beginning of the booklet. This guy doesn't look like he's gonna have that voice. Probably because he's like a big lizard monster, but... he sounds like he should be a character in Yellow Brick Road. He has that sort of voice. He doesn't have like Space Monster voice.
役に立たねえ泥人形だろ。
こんなクソ惑星のために例になってまでパワー使うなんてな。
俺たちにはわからねえぜ。
おい、次はこの島の寺院に行くで。ずいぶんなお宝が眠ってるらしい。
そりゃいい、儲かるぜ。
Okay. Maybe this time we'll be lucky enough. I really just want to look up that Ultraman monster to see, like, how much it looks like this and to see how far off my memory is of it. But I have no idea what that monster's called, so... I just know I've seen toys of it, and I think it was in the fighting game. The Super Nintendo? I think I have it on the Super Nintendo. I think that came out in English. No, there's an arcade version of it. But I'm pretty sure the monster I'm thinking of was in the Ultraman fighting game. Because I've not seen a ton of Ultraman. I've seen, like... there was, like, this English dub of Ultraman that was done in the 60s, which is really terrible. So it's really funny to watch. I bought, like, the DVDs of that. I think it had the original Japanese on it, too. But if you tell me that you have a 60s dub of a Japanese show, I'm going to be watching it, so... I've seen some Ultraman dubbed into English. But, like, I've not seen enough of it to really tell you any of the monsters. I couldn't really tell you any of the characters' names, besides Ultraman. I can't remember the name of the guy that becomes Ultraman. I'm really sad that this 3DO didn't have a save for this game on it. I really just want to, like, start from somebody else's save and see the middle of this game. I'm sure there's a playthrough of it somewhere online. Like, if nothing else, there's probably a video on Nico Video of somebody playing all of it. Though I've not found a ton of 3DO stuff on, like, Nico Video or Japanese sites. I found some, but... 3DO is sometimes hard to look up because of it having such a short name. And sometimes if you look up 3DO stuff, you find like later stuff like Army Men. It can be hard to... And then it has 3D in the title, so sometimes other things come up. Just because it's trying to search for 3D instead, like... 3DO is not the most search engine optimized console title. I really wish we could skip this. Actually, no. I was wondering maybe if I hit the stop button, it would skip it, but... That guy looks way more orange on my actual TV. But, like, I don't know... It's the weird thing about, like, playing this on a console, on a really old console, and having it fed into an old TV and a USB VCR that was never meant to capture games live like this, but I'm using it for it because I'm cheap and don't want to buy a capture card. Like, I don't know which of these is the real color. Like, I don't know which one of these two things it was supposed to actually look like. I'm sort of thinking that the stream might be a little bit closer in terms of color. Because, like, the human form that we start out as is kind of like way too much of a vibrant orange on the TV. But it looks a little bit more like pink in the stream. Like he's a little bit neon on the TV. Okay. I don't think that the fight algorithms in this are like set in stone to the point where you could just like look at a walkthrough and see what attacks you need to do in what order. I don't think. I don't get that impression. Like, I would say that if you did the same inputs every time... Well, I mean, we know that because I've hit power every time and it's not done the same set of attacks against me every single time, so... Alright. I don't remember how many times I said left, but I'll do one more. That was probably supposed to be the last one. I'll do one more. And then we'll go back and get that monster we had the first time and come back to this one. I'm really curious if it'll just... if it'll fight us or not, because those two monsters seem pretty similar. And if that's the case, then that means that this game is more about like getting monsters in a certain order and using specific monsters to interact with specific other monsters, which is a really interesting mechanic. I really like that. I just don't like that I can't save whenever I want to. That's something I'll never be happy with. Oh, the HP and MP colors look more like normal on my TV than they do in the stream. Like blue HP and red MP seem like pretty standard colors, but they're sort of like a teal and like a purplish sort of color on the stream. What colors are all of these things in the art? This big guy is really pink in the art, so that would make me think that the stream is more accurate. That is kind of a weird thing about old games, is like you don't really have standard colors necessarily. It's going to depend so heavily on your TV. Not to say that that isn't still kind of a thing that exists, but TVs look a lot more standard now than they did. I mean, the color difference in these two is very, very different. Like, in a second I might even grab the webcam and try to show it. Although the webcam is also going to make it look different, but... yeah, hopefully it'll get stuck in a loop of just making itself transparent over and over again. That's what we want. Because I think it is raising its defense by doing that, but... oh god. But it's not attacking us, so... Yeah. Okay, we'll go get that other monster. Come back. And see if that makes any difference. Such a harsh game. Maybe not, relatively speaking, like... Again, Dragon's Lair is on this console. It was a really popular sort of game design at the time. Was making games where, like, so many paths would just kill you, and you just have to find the proper path. But you'd have to replay over and over and over and over until you found that path, which I have never really found, like, a compelling type of game. I'm gonna grab my webcam here and see if I can... No, that's... I don't know, you can kind of see that it's more orange. I don't know if I can get that any closer. The cable is pretty short on it. Oh, there's some great scan lines, though. That's awesome. You can see that, like, it's a much more blue sort of shade instead of the green. Now I'm never gonna get this back where it's supposed to go. Okay. Maybe that won't fall down. It's a wobbly CRT for you. So, that first guy was over by the eggs, I believe. I mean, I actually wonder if that quest information is actual hints, or if it's actually unlocking parts of the game. Like, I wonder if this key that we need, if that's there whether we defeat that monster or not, or if defeating that monster unlocks that key. It's really... unlocks that key is a really weird thing to say, but... I believe that thing was over here. Yeah, okay. This thing also, like, killed us the first time. But it definitely looks like it's somehow related to that other one, so... Okay. Luckily, whenever we take this thing over, we do get full health from it, so... But it also, I think, has less base health than we start out with. So it's saying if we go in that direction, we'll... I think that might be the way that we went before, where we got hit by a rock. So I think it was telling us if we go that way... And I think it said, maybe it was... If we go that way without getting a power-up, we'll die? I don't know. I think that is how we get back over where we were. There's like a really weird length of screens before we get back to this thing. And I wonder if maybe a lot of these games with this sort of control just like... Oh god, I didn't mean to go this way. Oh, come on. Okay, that's fine. That didn't take us too long. We can go fight that thing again. I'm a genius and really great at video games. Anyway, what I was trying to say, which is why I was distracted in the first place because I was talking, is I wonder if a lot of these games, they would like model the landscape and then figure out how you're actually going to maneuver through it. Because some of them have really weird movements, because like the land itself is not grid-based at all. It's not like you have these nice like square it's not like Wizardry where you're going through like these very specific grids with like square corridors. You're going through like a very open area. And I wonder if maybe modeling it like without really thinking about what screen is where is why the movement is so weird in these. Some of the like all of these games where you're moving from screen to screen in a weird 3D environment They all just feel very off. Alright. So I guess it's like I said at the very beginning, if this is a well-designed game, then you should be going forward the second that you get the chance, so.
相手に乗り移っても魔法やアイテムは残っていくぜ。安心して戦いな。
So I think that the things shown on the back of this pencil board, I believe that those are like characters and not like these monsters that we're taking over. Because these things that we've been fighting are not shown on the back there. But those two guys that we met were, I don't know if that yellow or that white lizard thing, it doesn't seem to be on here. That means that there's a lot of characters that we have not met because we've not gotten past this first thing. So that is interesting. Like, I do wonder the level of story that goes into this. Oh. Really hoping that we'd be able to get another hit in. Okay. There's a lot of slowdown on that game over screen. Like, it is lagged more than it has not lagged, I think. I also hate that the game over restarts the entire game, so you have to go through the 3DO loading screen and everything. Like, it doesn't just get back to the menu, it resets the entire game. And that title screen lags a lot, too. Like, the first time I thought it was the stream, but it's definitely the game itself. Alright. I keep thinking that it's trying to force me to turn there, but it's just loading this guy in. So it's not letting me move forward because it's trying to load his animation there. There are definitely a lot of 3DO and Saturn games where you will have significant load times that will make you think that the game has frozen up or something. I think the worst was I don't know if it's not survival horror, it was like a haunted house type, like adventure mist type game, but it was in a mansion. It was a horror game, and it tried to have a jump scare, and I think the jump scare would have been successful had you not heard the jump scare loading and had to wait for it. Like, maybe on an emulator, if the emulator cut down the load times, that Saturn game would have a successful jump scare, but... Because, like, once it was... If you get too close to a suit of armor, it, like, goes to that suit of armor, I think with, like, a red background. I should have used magic on him at some point. Like a red background, and he's, like, swinging his axe at you. And it seems like a transition that would have been really startling had it not taken so long to load. I don't think I've played any horror games on the 3DO, really. I guess Brain Dead 13 counts as a horror game, but I don't think I've played that on the 3DO. I know my brother had it when we were little. But also the 3DO version, there was like a patched version that was sold later. But the original 3DO version had a bug that wouldn't let you finish the game, if I remember correctly. So, the 3DO is not really the console you wanted to play Brain Dead 13 on. And I think my brother later got it for PC. I mean, you think, like, I was 5 years old in 1995 when this game came out. So, I was too young for... I was really too young to be in like the 3DO Saturn type generation. But because I had an older brother, I still have an older brother he's 8 years older than me, so he was like the right age to be playing these. So I grew up watching them more than playing them. I did occasionally get to play them. Twisted I played a lot of because you can't play that one by yourself, so my brother was very happy to have me play that. But most of these games were more things that I spectated on. But a lot of the 3DO games that my brother had were like fun to watch. Like you think Dragon's Lair, you're a kid, it's like you're just watching cartoons basically. Cartoons that frequently go wrong and have to review your set. And Brain Dead 13 is the same way. So I'm sure like my brother in the early 90s when those games were still fun, he would have taken the time to, you know, learn how to get through them. So then you're just watching a playthrough of the game, and that is a very fun thing, especially at that age. That's why Kingdom the Far Reaches made such an impression on me as a kid. Because since it wasn't like a... Man, that thing is really hit or miss whether or not I can beat it. Kingdom of the Far Reaches, since it's not as much about like QTEs as it is as Dragon's Lair or whatnot, it was a lot more interesting to watch because there are also longer cutscenes. Like Dragon's Lair doesn't have big long cutscenes where you talk to people. It's just action, go to room. But Kingdom of the Far Reaches would have like story-based cutscenes because it was more of an adventure game, but it was still a Laserdisc game. If you're not familiar with it, it's also known as Thayer's Quest, which I believe is actually the more common name. But for whatever reason, the 3DO version is called Kingdom of the Far Reaches. So that's what I know it as because that's what I grew up with. But as I got older, I saw it referred to as Thayer's Quest everywhere, and then I was like, okay, well maybe this is the actual name I should be calling it by if I want anybody to know what I'm talking about. And I believe that Thayer's Quest was one of the only games that got made for the RDI Halcyon, which also barely got made, but there were like 2 games that came out on it, and I think one of them was Thayer's Quest. There were a lot of games planned for it, but what's really interesting about that system is the fact that like you could see footage where they were making it, and they manufactured tons of those things, like a whole warehouse of those things. But only like a couple dozen maybe got sold. So you have to wonder, like, did they get disassembled and just get sold as laserdiscs, like laserdisc players, or I don't know what happened to them. Like, it would be really cool if somebody just uncovered some warehouse somewhere just full of those things. If you found like a single like replacement part for those on eBay, they are hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Very interesting system that pretty much nobody has played because there's only a couple dozen of them out there. There's only a couple dozen of them that got really like sold that I know, like as far as I know. But I don't know if they're like, I don't know if anybody still has one that works. Like I don't know who these people are that had them then, because it was like a several $1,000 system. Oh god, I have this problem where I start talking about something while I play games, and so I just autopilot myself back to here because that's what I was doing earlier. Well, we'll just fight it because we're here. If you want to see somebody like play games with a lot of skill, it is not me. I just play games with a lot of heart. Like, I'm really passionate about how much I love 3DO games. I am not passionate about being any good at any of them. I don't know, I'm pretty decent at Twisted. It's about the only one. Played a lot of those minigames, so I can get through Twisted minigames pretty good now. The one where the presidents make noises and you have to match up the noises, I'm really good at that one. It'd be really great if we beat this thing when I came here accidentally. I don't think we're gonna be that lucky, but that would be pretty awesome. Anyway, I just really want to know what happened to the Halcyon. I mean, I know what happened in the sense that, like, it was way too expensive, nobody wanted to buy them. But I like, you do occasionally on eBay find the games, and you do occasionally find, like, individual parts of it that are typically, like, not confirmed to be working because nobody has the rest of it. Which is even weirder, like, how does somebody just end up with, like, a Halcyon game? How does somebody end up with just, like, one piece of one? It's really bizarre. What is happening? I thought I got a game over there for a second. I don't know if the music looped or if it stopped for a second or what, but something weird happened. Come on. I had a tiny glimmer of hope there for a second, but... Alright. We'll go back and kill the thing we were supposed to be killing. This game over screen does not, like, load properly at all. I've not been paying enough attention to it, but, like, has it properly loaded yet? Like, I feel like the first time... Maybe the first time or two it loaded fine, but... Every other time it has lagged. Just really bad. Like, you should not be having those problems. And now this intro is stuttering again. And part of me wonders if maybe it is, like, my console having a hard time reading it or something. That being said, my other 3DO being an American 3DO, it may or may not run Japanese games, so I can't really switch it out. If I switch it out, I wouldn't be able to tell if the problem was because of region problems. I don't know, that should not be a region problem, but... Because the regional... I don't know, turn back around and go where we're supposed to go. The regional issues with the 3DO, from what I understand, are that the Japanese 3DO has a little bit extra... I don't know if it's extra code or extra hardware. I would assume it's extra code and not hardware. But it has something extra in it for displaying kanji. And as a result, like, the 3DO doesn't have, like, actual region protection, but because of that slight hardware difference, there are a lot of Japanese 3DO games that will not run on the US 3DO. I say US 3DO, it's probably like the North American 3DO, but I don't really know where all the 3DO got released, really, but... I did try one Japanese game on my US 3DO, and it would let me start the game, and it would go through some opening cutscenes, but I believe, like, right at the gameplay, it froze up. That is another one that I'm excited to stream, because, like, the Japanese FMV, I think it's a murder mystery. It's definitely some sort of, like, adventure game type thing. I'm pretty sure it's a murder mystery. I watched, like, the opening cutscene, and then that's when it stopped working, but... That was before my Japanese 3DO came in, so I was playing on the US one. I meant to hit magic there, but I already hit the button, so... I hit the button, it took a while to load. I feel like the load times on these battles are getting worse, too. I think I'm gonna reset the machine just to be safe. Like, I wonder if maybe the longer we load it, or the longer we let it run, starts having problems somewhere. I've mentioned it on streams before, but sometimes the 3DO, when you reset it, it just ejects the disc. Like, I don't understand why it does. I don't understand why it does it, and I don't understand why it doesn't always do it. Like, if it does that, you would think it would do it every time. It just did it again. 3DOs are weird. Like, there's nothing normal about playing a 3DO. It's gonna have weird lag moments. It's gonna sometimes just throw the disc out at you twice. Sometimes it'll show the 3DO logo like a couple times while it loads. Because in a lot of games it'll show it twice, but like I've had it show it 3 or 4 times. I don't know if it's if it was having a hard time loading whatever game that was or what, but I don't know. It's a weird system. I think it's trying to load still. It's still making noises. It spit the disc back out. Maybe I broke it. Maybe that's all we'll ever see of Dragon Tycoon Edge. I keep wanting to say Dragon Edge Tycoon because it feels like Tycoon should be at the end of every game title, but I would really like to make a Tycoon game with these graphics, but with the gameplay of a Tycoon game. Maybe. Okay. Well, we at least got the 3DO logo. Now let's see if it spits the disc back out at us. Or if it loads it. Some of the stuff I can't tell if it's just because the hardware starts getting old and starts functioning weird, or if it was always like this. Because I was too young to really have, like... I was too young to have that sort of memory of the 3DO. Like, I remember the games, I wouldn't have remembered if it spit it did it again. I'm gonna close it and turn it off and turn it back on again. Maybe that'll fix it, but... I was too young to have, like, memories of weird technical problems with 3DO. Like, most of the problems I ran into were later. But I don't know if maybe I just didn't remember running into them when I was, like, 5 years old, or if... I don't know. This could be the end. See if it loads. We got the second 3DO logo. Or the first, I wasn't really keeping track, but it was a while, so it's probably the second one. I don't remember it taking this long to start up. We got another 3DO logo. That's cool. Radio's tired. I'm tired. Quincy's asleep. I apparently have all this time. Let's see if I can get Quincy on camera. There he is. My microphone's in the way, but he is done. Like, this dog has just been done all day long. Like, since the moment he got up this morning, he was done. Like, he does not even care that I'm being loud right now. He could not care less. He is done. Okay. I'm going to try resetting it one more time. And if it does not load this game, then we are done with Dragon Tycoon Edge for today. I actually really want to revisit this game. It's fit the disc out. I'm putting it back in. It'd be incredibly sad if, like, this game destroyed my 3DO somehow. And with the very first stream of me trying to play every 3DO game, it's just over. Granted, I still have a backup 3DO, but with the disc out. But that would cause problems with some games, so. There's always emulators, but I don't really know what the status of 3DO emulation is right now. The last time I tried it was a couple years ago, and it was better than it used to be. Because it used to be almost non-existent. There was an emulator, and it ran almost nothing. And I tried it a couple years ago, and, like, it would run some things, but it wouldn't run everything well. Okay, this is not happening. Like, I tried to run Mad Dog McCree, and the audio... It would play chunks of the audio out of order, which was really bizarre. Like, it kind of had a cool effect to it, but that was not intentional. But I don't really know. I don't think I could rely... Well, not that I can rely on 3DO hardware in general, apparently, but I think an emulator would be even less reliable. So I don't know. I kind of wonder if maybe it overheats. I'm trying to feel it to see if it doesn't feel hot. Granted, maybe it's just I can only feel a side of it from where I'm sitting. Okay, well, I guess that is Dragon Tycoon Edge for the 3DO. Hopefully I can get it working again. I'd like to stream it again sometime, but I'm gonna have to move on to other games. I think there's like 100 or 200 games in the 3DO library that I'm aware of. Like I've looked up lists of them, and I get about 1 or 200, depending on where I look. But those places do not seem like they have everything. So I actually have no confidence that I'm going to get done with this in 2016. I do not have time to stream like every single day. So I'm going to do as much as I can, at least. There are a lot of games that I probably won't spend this amount of time on. This is sort of an adventure-y thing that I wanted to see a lot of, but that didn't work out. But that is why I spent so much time on it. But, like I said, like I have FIFA. I'm not going to play that for forever. Like, when I get a copy of Battle Chess, I'm not going to play Battle Chess for an hour or two unless I have to wait for it to load for that long, which my memories of Battle Chess tell me that might happen. Also, I'm very bad at chess, but, I don't expect every single one to be super long. This is about an hour and a half, I think, and that's pretty reasonable for an adventure game, but I just sort of want to try out every 3DO game I can. Anyway, I guess that's it. The 3DO decided we're done, so hopefully it'll run other games in the future. I hope it's just not dead.